I'd like to see us, keep having our individual freedoms in this country and not have the government start having these huge powers like, that were based on this terrorist attack where they were taking individual freedoms of expression and differences. If you, for example, it seemed like under the Bush administration that if you in any way were asking, should we go to Iraq? Should we be on the other side of the globe trying to tell other peoples how they should live? That you were an enemy. That it was almost like they wanted to label you a terrorist because you didn't agree with the war. Like we have to fight the terrorists over there. I think that was, for me, it was a bunch of bunk. I think it was like the domino theory. I think our best opportunity is through communication. For example, with Cuba, like jumping way over to Cuba now, where I spent many visits and knew the Cuban people, and
I saw that photo downstairs.
And I thought we should have a communication with Cuba. If we opened our borders to Cuba, and I've told Colleen I want to take her there sometime because it's a wonderful country, wonderful people. And for us to be at odds with them and putting all these sanctions to make it harder on their people is, I think, not the way. If we opened our relationships with Cuba, that would change, communism faster than anything. There's no reason we should not be able to communicate with other peoples. But I think that the Constitution and our freedoms are something that I've learned to really appreciate, because in many travels that I've had all over the world, there aren't a lot of countries. There are some countries that have some freedoms, but there aren't a lot of countries who really enjoy our freedoms and our prosperity. What a lucky, we're so fortunate to have been born here, or to come here. I think that I'd like to see the individual freedoms be protected, like our Constitution. And these things like the rendition or capturing innocent people and torturing them is, like, for me, it's obscene. That we should never be doing that. So I'd like to keep our freedoms.